You're listening to The Metal Experience. Only on Slam Internet Radio.
Good evening.
Well,
We just heard I Set the Kill, Behind These Eyes, Deftones, Diamond Eyes, another Eyes song, and The Bunny the Bear with the song Lonely. We're in the studio with today's Wreckage. Well, half the band, right?
Yes, just
Why don't you
half
guys
of us.
introduce yourselves and who's missing?
I'm Sarah. I'm a singer and songwriter.
Corey, singer, also songwriter.
We're missing Brandon, our drummer, and our bassist, Alex.
And you guys also brought on David Bradley.
Yes, he is our sound engineer. So.
Hey-o, he's at Dollar Tree right now. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He left. But
Happy
he'll be
belated
back.
birthday.
Yeah,
to you
it was your
too,
birthday
Sarah.
the other day. Happy birthday.
You're celebrating tomorrow night, am I correct?
Yeah, the official party is tomorrow night at
Party.
Mojo's.
And that is...
Mojo's with Soil and Head PE.
That's a pretty awesome party, if you ask me.
Yeah, a lot better than last year's birthday.
What was last year's birthday?
Well, I just started getting into music, so it was just like a home thing. So this will be like my first big birthday
Oh,
party.
wow. So you haven't been in the music scene that
No.
much.
You mean just got into music, or just bands
Or metal.
like playing, or metal?
Just like being a musician. So.
Rock and roll.
So let's talk a little bit about the start of your band. You're fairly new, coming from your side bands, or I don't know if you want to call them side bands, but go for it.
Well, I figured out, I guess I could sing. And so then Mind Shatter kind of happened, and we took that. And through Mind Shatter, I met Corey here in Dark Passenger. And then they had needed a bassist. So I was like, I just picked up a bass. I'm like, I can do that. And so then they ended up keeping me. And we got kind of, we had insomnia one night when we were just hanging out. And we ended up just jamming. And we wrote Rendering, which is up online under today's Wreckage stuff. And it was just supposed to be a side project. But I think we're really feeling the music. And it's turned into so much more than that because we just kept writing. And
So you randomly picked up bass.
You're just like, all right, bass is super easy. I can do this.
Yeah, what inspired you to pick up a bass? Because we've seen you play bass in today's Wreckage when we were out at Rick and Gibby's last 2 weekends ago, and then we've also seen Dark Passenger play too. So,
we had needed a bassist in Mind Shatter for a show, and I was like, okay, and I was just fiddling around with it, and I really just liked it. I just like the sound. I like the heaviness of the strings. I can't play guitar, but I apparently can play bass.
maybe I need to pick up bass. Maybe that's what my problem is. I can't play guitar, but I need to pick up bass.
Yeah, it's a little different than guitar.
So how did you end up getting yourself to learn how to play it? Did you take tutorials online? Did you get coaching from somebody?
Well, just being around musicians in general, just being around guitar players, they would give me tips, and I would just practice. And that's all it really is. If you want to do something and you want to learn something, you can if you put your mind to it.
Nice. And then
And practice.
Practice
And practice.
definitely matters.
And then, unlike other groups that are in the areas, it's very rare to see two vocalists, especially, female and male. So how is it working with two vocalists compared to being, when you were in Mind Shatter, you were fronting, obviously, Dark Passenger's Corey's.
It's really different. We share a stage, but we wanted that dynamic. Between the two of us, we wrote all the music for today's Wreckage. We put the basic drums on there, and then he wrote the guitar. I wrote the bass, the keys. He wrote the synth, and the vocals. We wrote together. And for our stage show, we just wanted to have that dynamic and kind of make it a sort of metal musical. So when you're coming to our shows, you're not just seeing, a band. You're seeing kind of a play, and it tells a story, and we wanted to keep that on stage.
Is there a story behind the songs that you've recorded?
Yes, they're all part of a concept album about an angel and a demon who fall in love. And I've done a lot of research with the Gnostic books of the Bible and stuff like that to kind of, add depth to the story. And we have them playing our intro in one of our interludes too.
Nice.
So you can get some of that actual story there.
I don't know what David's doing.
What a weirdo.
Apparently he's decided to make Home Outside.
Yeah, he's going to
And,
be a peeping Tom.
He picked up apple bars, by the way. I looked in his bag of goodies. I don't know what apple bars are, but I personally would never buy them from the Dollar
Especially-
Tree.
He's
but,
always feeding us health food. Always.
I can't see apple bars from the dollar store being that healthy, but I'm just saying.
or good.
Or good. So today's Wreckage, how did you come up with the name?
I randomly just write lyrics and stuff, and I always keep, like, my phone has a notepad in it.
Yeah.
And so I just, anything that I get inspired by, and that was actually just something I don't know what I was doing, but I was probably just walking around or out at the mall, and I just stopped. Like, I wrote some of the lyrics to some of our songs in the bathroom of Sears.
Nice.
It's so random. I mean, you never know when you're going to get hit with something.
Right.
And I was just, when we were writing Rendering, I was just looking through, all the stuff and looking for inspiration. And I was like, today's Wreckage. And it was going to be a song title, but he really liked it, so.
Nice. And how is it different musically from the other bands that you've been in, Mind Shatter and Dark Passenger?
I'd say it's a little bit more epic. There's synth work. It's a little bit more put together. It's a lot of thought process with the writing, and then being it's just us two doing it, it's a little easier too. We just, we write the music and it just comes out.
It's got a lot of us in it, just personally, and it's easier to connect, with people who are like-minded. And I mean, the music for Mind Shatter is great, and Dark Passenger is great, but there's so many different people in that, and we have the same vision, whereas, with the more people and the more musicians writing, it's kind of harder to keep that focus.
So the other two members that aren't here tonight, what are their contributions to this band?
Obviously drums and bass. They kind of put their own spin on things. So anything that we have on the tracks, it's going to be a little different live because they're putting, their influence into it, their emotion, their heart, what they're feeling. And that's, I think, adds more character to the live show.
And how did you actually find them?
Brandon, the drummer, he actually was the drummer for Mind Shatter towards the end there, and he wanted to stay working with me because we have a really good, relationship. And then Alex is actually his really good friend.
So it worked out to your benefit.
It did.
You guys have only been around a short time, and you ended up... What happened with Mind Shatter that you moved to today's Wreckage as the lineup for some of your shows coming up, if you don't mind me asking?
I think part of it was preference. With the music, it was starting to lose, for me, integrity and my emotion. But that's just because we were moving in different directions as musicians. Ryan and Danny, phenomenal musicians. I mean, some of the best. That was one of the best guitarists I've ever worked with, and bassist. And I have nothing bad to say about either of them. I love them to death. But it was just, I think we were all just losing focus, and it was, I don't know. I just think it happened for a reason, and it happened for, the best. And we're all going our separate ways, but we keep in contact with each other.
Your first show as a band, was it that weekend for the camping?
No.
No?
Our first show was actually at Shark City with Pulse. Voodoo Queen Management had put on that show. And that was initially supposed to be Mind Shatter, but she had agreed to have today's Wreckage show. We weren't prepared, but we only had one practice. But we had a really good response, and it felt really good. And using backing tracks, you're forced to be tight, and that's the greatest thing about having a drummer who can play to a click, is he's dead on all the time. So it makes things so much tighter. And especially now, because we're looking for guitarists, actually. Live guitarists. We play with backing tracks right now. But that just, made it easier to pick up the music and sound professional and then put on a good show.
And
Well,
then...
pump that. You're looking for what, rhythm, lead?
Both. We're
Both?
looking for a rhythm and a lead.
Rock and roll.
And what, obviously we're going to hear your music coming up in just a few minutes, your first couple tracks, but to you guys, what are some of the influences that you can hear sound-wise for the stuff that you write?
Personal influences? You may laugh, but I'm influenced a lot by folk music. Like
That's not crazy at all.
Ray LaMontagne. I love Adele. I know she's not really.
Me
Lugo is
too.
in love with Adele. That should
I'm
be
gonna marry
his
that fat
baby
bitch.
in her, but
Well, if I meet her, I'll give her your phone
All right,
number.
definitely.
For sure.
Don't do it.
I mean, I listen to everything from country to, I got some jazz. I know that he likes a lot of metal. That's where a lot of that's coming from.
Corey, anything? Personal influences?
Oh, just metal in general. I mean,
That's such
I
a
listen to
broad concept.
I mean, I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of death metal, and then a lot of like more the epic metal, power metal.
Nightwish.
What about for your vocals in particular?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. It's just what's coming
Can't narrow
out of me.
anything.
That's what I was thinking the same thing. I was like, if she was asking me that question, what do you do about
Come
your
on,
vocal? I don't know.
you
It's
don't
just
have
whatever
somebody
my
really
voice can
that-
make.
Nothing.
Like Burton C. Bell. He's a big influence to me. Fear Factory. Deftones, Chino, definitely influence. But honestly, it's just I can't really like narrow. I have so many influences in metal, and as far as vocalists, I couldn't really narrow it down because I like a lot of different bands. I have the different screams. That's why I try to do a lot of different screaming instead of just being one-sided.
Well, let's check out the first 3 tracks that you have, because one of them is an intro. What are we going to hear?
You're going to be hearing the intro is our actual intro track that we use live on stage, but I felt that it was pretty important because it tells part of the story. And
you can't leave part of the story out.
well, we're leaving out the ending today.
Why are we
so-
leaving the ending out?
So you guys come to the show.
Boom.
Damn it! A
Boom.
cliffhanger! Cliffhanger in music
Boom.
is like unheard of.
But each of our tracks, they tell part of the story, and so. But this one, we're giving you the intro and the interlude, so you can get more of that. But you're going to be listening to Corrupt the Fragile, and My Condolences rendering, and then we each have our own personal song that, I play bass on his, and then I have mine where I just sing alone. So.
Well, here we go. Here's today's Wreckage.
Demon asked the angel, how do you fare? Tears lined her eyes and marked her despair. He took her hand in his, said, come follow me. Her nod was so broken, as her heart must be. His next question was, what makes you so sad? Was not answered with words, for her pain was too bad. Life a war, and not many battles she'd won, but passion encouraged her to hold on. Down a path they sat by the water's edge. She then handed him a journal titled Today's Wreckage. I'm powerless and imperfect. I'm diving into quicksand with the noose around my neck. I'm afraid I'll take for granted all the time not well spent. Instead I'll perish quietly, tongue-tied to regret. I must interrupt my own corruption. the sinners take it all.
Everyone wants to make demands
On my pride and on my dignity.
if I finally admitted the truth.
No one would ever believe me.
I must have to run my own corruption.
I won't go down with you.
Find a release from insincerity.
I know you want me to, but you won't find me on my knees, 'cause I don't wanna be that fragile anymore. So come on, tell me please, what is weakness good for? What is it good for?
Taking turns watching bridges burn, all the while asking, will I ever learn? The death of day is the horizon dark or night. Clinging to a makeshift smile, desperately spread the word, but who will listen? I don't know now, but I did know it's time. Today's last clock keeps chiming loudly. I wear the scars of the past proudly. Tempting opportunity all around me. Damned if I'm not, but damned if I'll be.
You won't find me on my knees, 'cause I don't wanna be that fragile anymore. So come on, tell me please, what is weakness good for? What is it good for?
What is it good for? What is it good for? What is it good for? All God's laws and all our flaws.
I'm powerless and imperfect.
I'm diving into quicksand.
With a noose around my neck.
Used to hollow words and sterile silences. No one finds endurance and relevance.
Subtle gestures have caused all effectiveness. We have lost our innocence, my condolences. Used to innocence, my condolences. And I just need some time. The stakes are high, the stakes are high. And I just need some time. The stakes are high, the stakes are high.
Gathering every ounce of strength I have. It really is just too damn bad. I keep losing sleep, tortured by my dreams, and re-emerging in reality.
Just need more time. The stakes are high, the stakes are high. And I just need more time. The stakes are high, the stakes are high. Subtle gestures have lost all effectiveness. We have lost our innocence, my condolences.
You're listening to the Metal Experience. Only on Slam Internet Radio.
And we are back with today's Wreckage, and we just heard an intro and 2 tracks from their upcoming CD. Have you released the CD yet?
No, we've just released those couple tracks. 2 of the ones you heard, and it's just kind of like a demo.
Where did you record that at?
His house, in his room.
Oh, really?
Really? No,
So you do home recording?
Yes.
Is that how all the stuff that you've worked on has been recorded?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, you're pretty good then, son.
thanks.
And how did you create that intro? Because there was a lot going on there. That it's not just instruments. It's like wind, and I feel like I'm, in the middle of a snowstorm. And
Yeah, we got some sound effects going. I wrote the keyboard, and then we put the vocals on it. He kind of makes my voice sound kind of demonic. He puts, I don't know what these filter things.
Just effects.
Just
you know.
effects to
It's
make
like
it
a
it's like
sound
it's
over-
no big deal. They're just effects.
I don't want to
It's like a
brag or
pitch
anything.
shifter.
I mean, are you sure you just became a musician? Because I mean, you're doing everything now.
Oh.
Keyboards, bass, vocals. Eventually, it'll be xylophone.
Well, I'm hoping to master everything by next year.
See, there you go. What got you started into like metal and just all of a sudden going, hey, I can sing. Hey, this is what I want to do.
Well, Jared, the original, the first one of the founders of Mind Shatter, he actually just brought over 6 strings and a 6-pack, and we were both like brokenhearted.
Nice.
At the time. So I just got drunk and I actually sang in front of somebody. So he really liked it, and then we wrote a whole song. We finished it, and it was this ridiculous punk song, 3 chords, damage done. It was so, like, looking back, I'm like, wow, why?
Was it ever recorded that we could just hear a clip of it?
I don't have it with me, but I'm sure I could find something to send you.
Nice. That'd be awesome.
It's pretty funny.
Should make it like an unreleased track of Sarah.
People never want to hear me sing again. Like, what happened? No, and then I just kept going and learning, and I've met a lot of musicians along the way that have taught me a lot of things, and it's just hard work and progress.
What about you, Corey? How long have you been wanting to seek a project like what you're doing now?
I just like writing music, and when we wrote Rendering, I don't know, I felt that there was something there, even though it was just supposed to be a one-song deal. But as soon as I heard what we were doing, I'm like, this has something special in it. So pretty much right from writing that song is when I wanted to do this.
You guys have 5 songs completely written?
We actually have more than that. Our album is written. We perform most of it at the shows in the order of the storyline, but we just don't have it all recorded yet. And then we're going to be going to an actual studio with our band members to have them put their drums on it and their bass and stuff like that.
Have you already thought about how you're going to release the album? Are you going to like fully make it with artwork and everything?
Oh yeah. We're excited.
Any ideas as to what you want?
We've been throwing around like some stuff. Actually, the first thing we got to do is get a logo.
Yes.
So, if you know anyone, just
That'd be great.
send us.
Got some names I can give you after the show.
That'd be
We
really
know some
cool.
people.
I know some people. They might know some people. You'll get a logo.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, but yeah, we have some big plans. We all like to put in our ideas for artwork, and we haven't quite gotten there yet, but we've been throwing stuff around.
So you guys, being not around as long, actually...
So wait, you keep saying that, but how long
Jesus.
have you guys been around for? When did this Today's Wreckage become?
When David texted me saying, hey, how about Today's Wreckage come on rather than Mindshare?
Pretty much.
And I was like, hey, that's in like 2 weeks. Who's Today's Wreckage, David?
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks.
You guys have been together for 2 weeks.
That's a joke,
Total
right?
as all this music.
We've
You've
been
written-
writing for about a month and a half.
Yeah, I'd say about that. Like 2
But your
months
first
maybe.
show was when, officially?
That was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah. We kind of
Uh,
became a band the night before.
Like
We
we-
wrote
Oh.
the
Nice.
music a month and a half before we became a band. So.
Interesting.
So this band is still a little baby.
But it's pretty awesome because in that time, I mean, you as Today's Wreckage have already opened for Straight Line Stitch and 36 Crazy Fists. I
Yep.
mean, you've played with national acts already. I don't know who gets to say that within the first month of being born that they're like, okay, well, let's
Yeah.
play nationally.
I guess it's kind of helped us that those were Mind Shatter shows, and then all of the venues have been really open to
well, because
me
they know
switching
you.
it out.
Right. And you
yeah.
had those reputations already. So
I try to keep close personal contact with like Chris from Mojo's so that we can work together to promote shows and make it the best possible experience for our fans and ourselves.
How is it different for you, Corey? Because obviously now Sarah's main focus is going to be Today's Wreckage. How do you keep Dark Passenger bleeding into Today's Wreckage?
Just gotta work side by side, together. It's, obviously, like she said, we're taking over the Mind Shatter shows, and but right now, actually, Dark Passenger, we're not gonna be booking as many shows for a little while, but when we start to play shows again, I mean, we're just gonna have to work together. I mean,
I'm just laughing because
So-
David's trying to be artistic over here with the
Well,
camera.
we see a
creepy,
Dark
actually.
Passenger.
Hey, that angle looks awesome. Let me film the apple.
Well, we see a Dark
things.
Passenger and Today's Wreckage.
Yeah,
on
are
the
you
same
going
bill.
to pull
That's
double
already happened.
duty?
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
that happened at that outdoor fest.
That revival.
Oh, you played. Okay.
I was drunk most of that. So.
Yeah, and
Me
we
too.
showed up kind of late too because of work. So it was kind of like we got on right when Today's Wreckage was actually.
Yeah, you guys were
wait.
like halfway through your set when we got there.
I don't know if it
or by the
was-
time we got back up, 'cause we had to
Sarah,
park
you
and
were
shit.
playing bass, and it was like 8:30 at night. Was it
Oh, that
Today's
might have been
Wreckage or Dark
Dark Pa-
Passenger?
that
was
That
Dark
Dark
Passenger.
Okay, it was Dark
Passenger.
Passenger. Well, we saw you guys on stage regardless, and we are just like, oh, we got here just in time. And then it was like, okay, good night. And we're like, damn it. And then we got really wasted, and I don't remember what else happened after that. There was a lot of talking, but that was an awesome weekend.
We actually, Today's Wreckage was before Dark Passenger.
Okay.
Right
So,
before?
Yeah.
Well,
So
then-
did you even have to change anything on stage? Just like, all right, we're ready to go again.
No, my bass stuff was already up there.
So you're just like, okay, maybe I should move to this side of the stage. Maybe I should move here. Okay, we're Today's Wreckage. It's like, okay. And then, hey, we're Dark Passenger.
Yep.
It was a little exhausting, going right from that band to the other band, but It was a lot of fun.
Hey, I had been doing it longer than him with Mind Shatter Dark Passenger. So
Ooh.
he likes to complain. He's a man.
What bands do you guys hope to get to play with eventually now?
Well, we have
New opportunities with you guys? that you
large
think?
goals. Like, I'd like to play with 30 Seconds to Mars one day.
Ooh.
Nice.
Never heard that one. I've heard Metallica, but I mean, everybody wants to open for Metallica. But 30 Seconds to Mars would be awesome. Those guys really...
You know, I saw 30 Seconds to Mars way back when, and they were fucking terrible. But they were. Like, they probably released their first CD I saw them. They opened for Seven Dust, and I was like, that looks like that dude from that movie.
Lord of War?
And they fucking suck.
I love
And then I found out it was them, and then like 5 years later, I'm like, oh, this song's pretty good. Oh, it's 30 Seconds to Mars. I thought they sucked, and then, I don't know, I kind of like them. All right.
You
That was
like
my
some,
story.
You like some music that nobody would ever guess.
Like
and I'm
what?
not going to name names because it's going to embarrass you. Because
Oh, jeez.
you won't come
Oh,
off.
jeez.
You won't come off as being your big bad metalhead.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Showed out.
I love Adele. I do.
Hoobastank.
I like them.
I kind of like them.
Nickelback.
All right, I'm a closet Nickelback fan, all right?
Me too.
Jeez.
I fucking love them. I don't care what anybody
Legitimately.
says.
If
They
you
put
see 'em
on
live- if you
a
see 'em
hell
live,
of
you're
a
like,
show.
all right,
I will see them
all right.
every single time they set foot in Chicago now.
I'll go with you.
They're just so much fun. I mean, we took my mom. It was awesome. Like, it's fun.
It was awkward,
It was
but
awkward,
awesome.
but it was fun. But there's some bands that I'm just like, you listen to this? Like, what? That's one of them. Hoobastank was another one that I was like, what?
I'd like to play with Deftones for sure someday.
They're coming in again with Scars on Broadway. They're
Oh,
playing
wow.
Aragon Ballroom, and I want to say it's November. You might want to look into that
Definitely.
because they're headlining. Because they just got off of that System of a Down show. So
Yeah, I wish I would have got to go to that.
Me too. So vocally, I've noticed you kind of got like an Amy Lee type sound to your voice.
Oh, thank you.
So that's pretty awesome because a lot of girls, I mean, they either do screaming and singing here and there, but it's nice to, I mean, you don't do any screaming. It's nice to just hear a clean vocalist.
I have one song actually in today's Wreckage that I do scream in.
Will we be
Is it
hearing
a
that song
lot?
tonight?
No.
Son of
Oh.
a beast.
And no, it's not a lot. I'm not, that good. I'm just exploring that kind of stuff. But
Do you think that eventually another Today's Wreckage song will feature more screaming vocals, or are you going to evolve your range?
I think
They've only been a band for a month
I'm
and a half,
asking.
all right?
They got big
Jeez.
goals. I want to know.
really, honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell you because whatever comes out, and that when we write the songs, it's all pure emotion. So those
The
melodies
natural
and
approach.
stuff, they just come out. So
Here
if
I
I
try to
scream, I'm
force
mad.
it. Well,
Oh,
there you
Morgan.
go. What? You
I
make
got
me look
nothing.
like a fool. All right, Dave, how about you say something?
Could I speak to the drug dealer of the house, please?
Let's hear it from the soundboard.
Okay.
All right, I survived Riot Fest, so I'm happy.
Queer.
Jerk. Anyway, yeah, that was a great 2 days. I showed up late Saturday.
You didn't
sadly.
do your homework. We're just
No,
gonna
I have
listen-
it right here.
We're
I'm
just
just-
going to listen to your riot.
No, I
Fest.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to talk about today. So I'm just gonna. I was mentioning Riot Fest, and I know Morgan's jealous because I got a set list from Rise Against.
She is jealous. You may not be leaving here with that set list.
I may steal it from your back pocket.
It's not in my back pocket.
She may
I'm
be
not
stealing
going-
it from under your penis.
I'm not touching there. I'll have Luco do it.
Anyway,
All right. I'll take one for the team.
August Burns Red released the song "Sleigh Ride" off the Holiday album,
Oh, God.
Joy,
Which gets released next month.
and no one cares.
It's. Are you kidding? It's the only holiday music I'll listen to.
What about
Besides Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
Boom.
which just released dates that they're coming in too.
Sweet.
Those guys are pretty awesome.
I need to
too.
take my mom eventually when I
Trans-Siberian
get another
Orchestra is
job.
pretty awesome.
I know.
They're actually my first concert, so yay.
Really?
Aren't you lucky?
Well,
Wow,
my
that's
first
very
like big
odd.
concert.
That's awesome. Did
Anyway.
you go with your mom?
Actually, yeah, I went with my parents because they paid for it because I had
Nice.
no money to go to the.
They
All-Star.
hold your hand? They buy you a soda pop from a vendor?
That's the first time I've ever heard Dave
I
speechless.
can't. It's too funny the way you phrased it.
Oh my god.
Anyway, As I Lay Dying, stream preview clips of upcoming Awakened album.
And how does it sound, Dave?
I don't know. I'm not into them.
Dave doesn't know who they are. He's just like, As They Lay Dying. That sounds metal.
Well, they're in the metal section of the news feed. Not that I care.
Oh, Dave. We love you.
I know you do.
Which I need to point out, Asking Alexandria is headlining that tour with As I Lay Dying. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, their album is just getting released, and Asking Alexandria hasn't put out an album since earlier this year, so that's kind of bullshit. Just saying. And then
Plus
Suicide
Asking
Silence.
Alexandria is
Suicide
not that
Silence is before Asking Alexandria. That makes no fucking sense either.
Because those guys kick
I'm
ass?
just saying,
A lot
who's
of
ever
things don't
booking
make
these
sense.
shows,
Oh, the world, it's so crazy.
they gotta be a little smarter.
Anyway, Fat Records release or confirms that the new Lawrence Arms album will be out soon. So
What?
that's pretty awesome.
What?
Yeah, they're in the process
What's
of
it
making
called?
one.
When does it get released?
They don't have a name for it. They're just they're just saying it's like in the works. So
Wow.
I think trying to keep it pretty hush hush.
Research for next week at that DVD of their
DVD?
10th anniversary show that I was at the Metro, if that's ever getting released. Just saying, because they said that like 3 years ago it was going to get released, and I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Bullshit.
That'll be pretty awesome when that comes out. This is kind of odd. A punk band reunited on Yo Gabba Gabba.
What
Or
is
will
Yo
you-
Gabba Gabba?
Or will reunite. It's a kid show.
What?
It's creepy.
It's a kid
Creepy
show.
kid show?
So a punk band
What
went
punk
to
band?
a kid show.
And decided to reunite.
What?
Rocket from the Crypt.
Never heard of them.
Okay, and what happened? What was
No,
the response?
they reunited, and it was actually pretty funny because it's a kid show, but it's made by a dude who was into punk, and now he has his own label and his own two TV shows, and it's actually really awesome.
So have you seen said
Did he
episode?
do those like Blue Buzz or whatever that weird show was? Those
What
things
now?
that like. Never
No one
mind.
cares.
Never mind.
So have you seen said episode, Dave?
No, it's premiering the 21st. They just have a little clip of it here on the site.
Oh. Continue.
do they play when they reunite?
Yeah, actually, they had shiny toy guns on there a few times.
Really?
I think they were on their Halloween special. Biz Marquee has a segment on there called
Nice.
Biz's Beat of the Day. Teaches you how to beatbox.
Are you sure this is
Perfect.
the kid show?
Yes, it is. It's
Shiny
a-
Toy Guns.
It sounds like
is
a
on
pretty
kid
sweet
show?
kid show.
Yeah, well, they renamed them the Shinies for obvious reasons.
Oh
All right,
my
then.
God. Oh yeah, Shiny Toy Guns. I get it.
And finally, Asking Alexandria, As It Lay Dying, and Memphis May Fire.
And
announced-
Suicide Silence.
They're not listed on the top
but they
headliner.
are on it.
And I can't pronounce that. Athia, Atiha. It's such a small freaking picture. I can't
Wait,
pronounce
what was it?
Villa?
Avila, I guess.
I have no fucking idea. I've never heard of them.
Anyway, it's just on the little post here for the
Well, thanks,
Monster.
Dave.
For the Monster Outbreak tour, and they're coming to Chicago December 2nd at the Congress Theater.
Is that it, Dave?
Yeah, and I'm guessing Morgan's not going to want to go see that, or does. I don't know which.
I am broke as a joke, so no, I will not be there.
Hey, just ask
So,
Luco, like, hey,
someone
Christmas gift, tickets
Hook
now.
Morgan up with some free tickets is what she's trying to say.
Please.
Come on, we do enough. Morgan just wants free tickets to see a show.
Just want to see As Lily Dying and everybody else on that show.
Luco, Christmas
I've never
gift to
seen.
Morgan.
I've never
Absolutely
seen
not.
Memphis May Fire, but I've seen
She's
everybody
getting
else.
it coal.
She's getting coal.
Anyway, thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Back to Diddy's Wreckage. I don't know how we're gonna come back from that one. That was awkward. Dave, you make things so awkward after you talk.
Timing. All right, go ahead.
I mean, I've never seen you speechless. Like, that was just ridiculous. So you guys have other songs that you brought to play. Let's hear the next two songs. What are they?
They're Martyr and Fragmented. Those are the two.
Martyr?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was The Demon Has Tears.
Oh, well, that would be our interlude. But these are actually unreleased songs, so
Ooh.
people will be hearing them.
Sneak peek.
So Martin
These
Fragmented.
are solo songs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So which ones are we playing? Because Dave is very confused right now.
The Demon and His Tears is our interlude. It's part of the story.
Okay.
And then the other two are songs.
Okay, so all three of them?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Dave, are you not listening?
Sorta.
Oh, dear God.
Sorta. Anyway, here it goes.
empty and crying in her absence. Tears hissed and cracked in the heat of this economic sense, yearning only for a pair of wings to get to a place otherwise he may never reach. And before her God, he would beg upon his knees to see her again. Forgiveness for his sins is what he would need. So he read through the journals, some pages were blank. He had forgotten the prayers, into misery he sank.
divide. I love you more than words can describe, and you left me here to die. I swallow my pain with the rest of my pride. Until the darkness will
You're listening to the Metal Experience. Only on Slam Internet Radio.
And we're back once again with today's Wreckage. We just heard two more of their songs and an interlude. I think I pronounced that right. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not good at English, guys. I'm sorry.
She is not.
So
Not her forte.
this concept is about an angel and a demon falling in love. They're obstacles, I take it.
Well, obviously, because, you know, being in different...
Well,
parts
obviously,
of me-
Morgan.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand completely. Forgive me, Sarah.
It's okay. It's all right. You're forgiven. Well, there's obstacles in there, being that it's an angel in heaven and a demon. So it's kind of like a long distance relationship, and the angel
Very
is
long distance, like thousands of feet distance.
Yeah, 1,000 feet. Oh, Morgan.
Sorry.
It's like 1,000 feet distance between them.
Atmosphere difference. I don't know what. Continue. I'm stupid.
But
1,000 feet of difference.
is that on the map?
Sorry,
It's like
I'm looking. I'm trying to find on the map.
I'm never gonna hear the end of that.
The range, the 1,000-foot range.
Well, they if you know anything about religion and Catholicism or Christianity,
Or math.
there's definitely some things that they have to go through, and the angel.
Turn your microphone off. No one wants to hear you coughing.
I just can't stop laughing at the 1,000 feet thing. It's just too funny.
The angel has to give up eternity in heaven for him, so it's like one of those really romantic stories. But
Living life in hell.
yeah, she'd be a fallen, corrupted angel.
I'm trying to think of. There's a few stories that are like losing your immortality for it, and I'm at a blank as to what I'm thinking. That kind of sounds like. But you said you did research like through the Bible and everything.
Yeah.
Was that the only book that you referenced to help you write?
I actually looked into like lore about the angels and stuff like that and demons, and I looked past just the King James Bible. I looked into the Gnostic books of the Bible, which are what the Vatican hides from the people, and
Those sons of bitches.
they're trying to put 1,000 feet between us and the truth. Anyway, so
It's okay,
Touche.
guys. I'm not that smart.
you can take it as far as you want to. The storyline.
So the album that has this story on it, how many songs is it?
We haven't quite decided the exact number, but we're at least putting 11, 12 on there.
This is a full concept album.
Yes.
Is it a story that ends, or is it a story like to be continued for another album?
To be continued. The actual like premise behind it is the angel, you know, she has a journal, and these are her journal entries. Each song.
That's awesome. It's like a diary type
Yeah.
thing. So this part of the story, is it mostly from her standpoint, or is it both?
It's both. Mostly from hers, but it kind of tells of her journal. It's her journal, and you can see a lot of him in it, being like the song Corrupt the Fragile. She's telling him, you know, I don't want to be part of this. You're not good for me. And then there's Rendering, where they're starting to fall in love, and she's like, I know this is wrong, but stop me before I say that I don't want to be with you.
So, crazy question, because I know that with acting, when you're developing characters to tell a story, you kind of do background to characters, and sometimes it's not seen in everything that you write. How did these characters actually end up meeting?
Well, what happens is in the Gnostic books of the Bible, the angels came down to earth, and there's a long story about how they decided to leave heaven, like the fall of Lucifer and stuff like that. But there's another story about how these angels came down to earth because they wanted to be more human, because they were unhappy in heaven. And that's kind of where she was coming to earth, and she actually met Abaddon. I have names for him.
Ooh, what's her name?
Jophiel. So she meets him. She's just kind of upset, and he finds her, and he's actually going to tempt her and try to, you know, get her to go down to hell. But he ends up just asking her, why are you sad? And she hands him the journal, and so he starts reading, and then she ends up leaving him. And that was part of the interlude, was his agony, and knowing that the only way to reach her would be to find forgiveness. But he forgets how to, you know, ask for that. So.
Is there possibly, I mean, you might be thinking about writing more already to another album, but are you going to focus more of the second album from his viewpoint, not maybe necessarily a journal, but?
What I was going to do is I was going to keep it a journal, but maybe he could write it too. You know, it could be their thing together.
Maybe like letters back and forth?
Right, yeah, that kind of like that. But it's going to cause a big war between heaven and hell.
So the war is coming by the end of the album.
Yes.
Is there a song that is a favorite for you guys that stands out?
Mine is one that you guys haven't heard, but anyone who comes to our next shows, like tomorrow, we're going to be debuting it, and it's called In the Stillness, Disengaged. It's my favorite. What's yours, Corey?
I'd have to say Corrupt the Fragile. I love performing that song.
And why are those your favorite?
For me, In the Stillness, it's just the emotion behind it. It's kind of a numb feeling, and that's, you know, a lot of my life I felt that way. So it's something I can relate
kind of
to
personal
anytime.
for you.
With Corrupt, I don't know. It's just the back and forth, like, aspect of the song between us two, and the energy.
You just feed off of it. When you're playing live, do you end up playing everything, you know, from front to finish in order?
It depends on the set length, but we try to keep the songs in the order as they would appear on the album.
That's awesome. I'm excited. You're kind of doing like what Coheed and Cambria has done throughout their whole albums. And I don't know by now if they've switched storylines, but it's definitely something that a band on here, I don't think has done yet, is create a whole concept story album. I think like they have themes, but it's not like a full story. You remember anything like that, Luco? You're not even here with me right
Morgan,
now.
I was gonna say that's a better analogy than I was going for. I was thinking like
tacos and pizza.
Actually,
I was thinking tacos.
Oh my god.
The Insane Clown Posse's Joker card.
Okay,
theme.
I can't even believe you're talking about Insane Clown
they
Posse.
had a thing,
Dave, go
though.
stand in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that they told a story, kinda.
What story? Gigolos? Juggalos?
Gigolos?
They tell the story of gigolos.
Just say it.
No, but really, Dave, go stand in the corner.
Oh.
I can't believe you brought
But
that up.
they had an album about heaven and hell also.
How do you know that?
Because I had friends who were fans, believe it or
Jesus,
not.
Dave.
Yeah, right. You're
Dump
a closet
those friends.
juggalo.
Dump those friends.
Dave's a closet juggalo.
This guy looks lost. I'm just saying.
That
Just
guy
the guy
looks
walking
awesome.
up. What? Where was that? Okay, so anyway. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing, just saying.
Oh, Dave. Have you guys considered during your live show dressing up as how you see the characters?
We actually kind of do that. He's got a mask, a demonic mask, and I makeups.
Yeah, you'll see the pictures later. She's got some awesome eyeliner going
you.
under her eyes.
I actually picked up my first white dress
Ooh,
for tomorrow.
big stuff.
Yeah, I usually wear all black.
Me
so
too.
I'm gonna feel weird.
The fact that I wear dresses now is just amazement to me. But yeah, it's definitely different too with you guys being characters. That's pretty awesome. And you guys have a few shows coming up. How about we start that now just so people can get them in their mind? What do you have coming up that people can actually catch your live show and story actually in person?
Tomorrow at Mojo's with Soil and Head PE, and then we have the 29th at Brower House, Genotype. I believe that's how you say their name.
Yeah, Genotype. I can't remember who else is playing that show.
And then when Straight Line Stitch comes back to Mojo's in the end of October, we're going to be playing with them. But we haven't really booked much since then. We're still trying to get everything together. Like, this
Are
has been a
you
rush.
still selling tickets for tomorrow night?
Yes.
And how much are you selling those for?
Well, for you?
I mean, for anybody in general.
We'll sell them for 15, and that's a
15?
huge discount there.
And then what time are you guys playing for those that want to show up in Brower House and all that jazz?
Tomorrow we play 3rd. I'm not entirely sure what time that is. David, do you know what time the show starts?
The tickets say 6:30 doors.
6:30 doors. So we'll go on 3rd, probably around 7. If you're there by 7, you should catch us. And then I haven't gotten the info for Brower House yet.
Yeah, the Brower House show should be pretty fun too.
Brower House
Yeah,
is the
definitely.
shit.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that place.
Yeah, they're actually booking a lot more local bands I've noticed recently. That's pretty awesome.
And
to
a lot
see.
more metal.
A lot more metal too. I mean, we first saw Magotwat there. That was the first time of going to Brower House. That was definitely interesting. Is there any local bands in the scene that you guys haven't played with, and both the bands that you're still looking to play shows with?
Oh, we're good friends with Holly, so her band Hot Dang.
I was wondering what band Holly was in.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw pictures of her, but I can't figure out what she's doing.
She's out making some music, and we got to hear some of it. We got a sneak peek the other night at Mojo's.
Sneak peek. She played too? Is that what she was
No,
doing?
she just played on her phone.
Okay, because I was going to say, I meant to say hi to her, and then somebody fucking got sick and dragged me away from making appearances with people.
Can I control that? Come on.
I was going to do shots with Bleed for the Fallen, and it's going to get loopy, but whatever. Guess
Sorry.
it'll have to wait. Sarah, are you going to be in the Chicago Metal Alliance calendar?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. I can't keep track of who's in it, so that's what I was wondering with Holly and everything. You guys have 2 more songs left to play, and I really, really want to hear this because I want to know what the rest of this sounds like. But you've only brought 7 songs tonight, so how many are you playing when we get to see you next week? Do we get to hear everything that we didn't hear tonight?
We brought 5 songs tonight. We have one
Okay,
more.
I counted
But,
wrong. Sorry. Again, with the math, I mean.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
the math, the English language. It's everything
everything.
rolled into
I'm
one.
not
hate
smart.
math. I totally hate
Yeah.
math.
I hate maths. That's what she says.
Okay.
It depends on our set length, but you'll probably hear some stuff that you haven't heard tonight. We're gonna try to keep it, where it's different. So every show you're gonna get to hear, probably a different song than you heard the last show.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So what's this song called? The
This
last
one's
song by
called
you guys.
Rendering. It's
Rendering.
the first one we wrote
Yeah,
together.
this is the actual first song that started all this.
All right. Here we go.
You're listening to the Metal Experience. Only on Slam Internet Radio.
And there you have it, the last song of the night by today's Wreckage. And one more time, what was that called?
That one was called Rendering.
Rendering. Well,
And you said that was the first song you guys ever wrote together?
Yes.
Very cool.
well, now I can see why you continued with the project. Definitely excited to see you guys live. Now that I understand what all your songs are about, it's going to be even more awesome to see you. We're going to take a minute to talk to David.
Unfortunately.
David Bradley, not Dave, sound guy Dave, a little bit because you work with Voodoo Queen Management. You're actually the scout, music scout. Am I getting that right, or did your job title change?
I'm a scout, yes.
You're a scout. Okay. So a little bit about what you do. What do you do?
The scout duties officially are just, going out to local shows, checking out bands that potentially the Voodoo Queen Management label would like to work with some of their management bands.
And how do you choose these bands that you want to work with?
The same common factors that you would just have for liking a band, a stage presence, quality of music, and interaction with the crowd. Yeah.
You're
Just
looking
stare
at me
down.
like you wanna
Just stare down
continue.
right now for everyone listening.
Yeah.
So how many
I win.
bands does Voodoo Queen Management work with?
They work with, I couldn't even tell you how many they work with, dozens and dozens. Officially on the label, there are 8.
There are 8.
Yeah. They're ranged across the country, Illinois, Missouri, Florida, Texas. We got bands all over.
And you're strictly Illinois?
I'm
music?
an Illinois scout, yeah.
Okay.
I do a lot of other things with the label, but my official title is scout.
And then do you manage today's Wreckage and Dark Passenger, or you just...
They are friends of mine,
Okay.
and I help them in whatever
He
way
runs
I
our
can.
backing tracks at shows. He's our
Yeah,
personal
currently
sound
running-
guy.
You're the sound guy that everybody wants to have on their team.
Oh, he's amazing.
And you also
Thank
do Sound at Live 59.
I do.
And that's your full-time gig?
That's my gig. My full-time gig is going to school right now, but
Okay.
that fills my time.
That's what I wasn't
Yeah.
sure of. So do you have announcements from Voodoo Queen Management that you would like to announce coming up and what you guys got going on?
We have several things going on all over the country in the next month or so. To keep it local, there are a few things coming up. We have a band called Derailed. They're from Missouri, and this will be their first all-ages show, and we're actually hosting them at Live 59 on a stopover from their Midwest tour. It's on September 29th, and it will be all ages. Like I said, first time that they've ever done that.
And who else are they playing with? Do you know?
We're looking at a few different supporting acts locally. One of those is Down and Dirty, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. Right now, they're actually playing at Mojo's with My Darkest Days. I think
Yeah.
that's who's
And
it was on
Otherwise,
tonight.
which I really
Yeah, and
wanted to see Otherwise.
Yeah. I really like Otherwise.
Yeah, I really got into them after their singer, when he did, don't ask me his name, because I don't know his name, but he did a
The
song.
duet.
What's his
with-
name?
In
I
This
have
Moment?
no, in this moment. That's
Yeah.
what sold me. Is I was like, oh my god!
I
And then I
love
looked
that
up,
song.
and then I looked up Otherwise, and I was like, well, they don't have a CD out, and this was like 2 years ago, because he came on stage at Mayhem with In This Moment, and he
Right.
was on that tour with them. And I was like, well, this guy's got an awesome voice. And then they finally released their album this year, and I was like, oh, their cover of Adele is really good. I will
Yeah.
give them that.
They
Their
got a lot of good
cover
stuff.
of Rolling in the Deep is a really
I'll
good
be
cover.
the judge
you
of that.
listened and you said it was terrible. I showed it to you. You said it was terrible. Maybe because it wasn't Adele singing
Probably because it wasn't Adele singing it.
Well, whatever. Fuck
she
you.
just does such a good job.
What if Nickelback would have done it?
I don't know, man. I don't know if
You've
anyone
gone
could
I think
that.
Nickelback would do a phenomenal cover of that song. I'll tell them to do it for you. But continue.
Thanks you to do that. Can you tell Nickelback to, you know...
I'll send in the word.
Park already do that?
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah,
Lincoln
yeah.
Park did Rolling in the Deep
it's
too?
awesome.
Wow.
It's actually
I'm going to
really
have to
good.
look at that up
Chester
too.
Bennington is capable of that.
I like
His
Chester.
Right,
voice
so
is
now,
phenomenal.
what was the band? They're going to be like, oh, fuck those guys. They did
Nickelback?
our cover
What?
was terrible.
Otherwise?
Thanks, Morgan.
Otherwise,
Thanks.
it's awesome. I love them.
Sorry.
But anyway.
Just when people start messing with my girlfriend's stuff, Adele, my future wife, my future baby mama.
She's already knocked up.
I don't care.
Continue, Dave.
All right, we have 2 more shows in Illinois near the end of the month. We work a lot with Pop's Nightclub. Everyone says St. Louis. Officially, it's in Sauget, Illinois. We have Make Me Break Me coming on down there October 2nd. And we have Bare Knuckle Conflict coming down there on October 20th. There'll be some various local acts opening with them. We have a few other Missouri shows. We have stuff going on in Arkansas. We have stuff going on in Georgia. That's kind of out of the listening range for this area. But BKC will be at Just Bill's on the 20th of September. Derailed, like I said, they're on tour. They'll be at a club called 2720 Cherokee. And that's in St. Louis as well. BKC will also be at Foo Bar in St. Louis on Friday, September 21st. That's pretty much it for the Illinois, Missouri area.
Well, there you have it. And that's David from Voodoo Queen Management.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, thanks. That was pretty awesome. Because I've wanted to ask some of those questions before as to, like, what you guys do and...
We have a lot of cool bands. You can go, we have a Facebook page, Voodoo Queen Management.
You have a
Facebook
website.
page. We have a website, voodooqueenmanagement.com. Like I said, there's 8 management labeled bands. Each one of those bands has a link on the website. I'm not sure if there's a link on the Facebook page or not, but you can get to the website from the Facebook page. And it's some really good music. Everyone has music up. It's well produced. It's done in professional studios. Most of the bands also have videos. Today's Wreckage actually played their first show with Pulse, one of our bands from Texas, up at Shark City.
Awesome
It was a
band,
great
too.
show. Everyone had a
It
good
was so
time.
much fun.
Sarah got on stage and did an impromptu duet to what was the name of the song?
I hate that song. Oh god.
You did a very good job. Oh yeah,
What
somebody
song?
they did a
Somebody
rock
I
version
used to
of
know.
Gautier's "Somebody That I Used to Know."
Oh, jeez.
And
I
she
actually
did
hate that song, but it
Dave,
was fun to perform.
can you...
I think the first, 10 times I heard it, I liked it, and then,
Can you pull this
the
song
next
up?
8
Because I don't
million
think
times.
I've heard it.
Oh,
What?
oh, come on.
No, do
Please,
not. Everyone
don't.
has heard this song
What?
1 million
Everyone
times.
hates this song now.
Do I really
They
know
play
the
it
song?
all
You should
the
know
time.
this song.
How does it go?
They did a really
Oh,
phenomenal
God.
version. It was a nice,
Don't worry
like,
about
hard
it.
rock.
If you don't know, then
Somebody just send me a link so I can look this up
I'm
eventually.
pulling it up,
No.
Morgan.
don't play it.
I had
2
to sing
seconds.
it.
This song
2
is
seconds.
so overplayed.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
Oh!
See, look, a 2
I
second,
like
2
that
bars.
song! I sing it at work all the time.
I hear that song 8 million times a day.
I
It's
listen to it
awesome.
on my drive home all the
It's,
time.
almost,
late
it's
at
like
night
on
too, and
repeat
sing along.
on fucking
Luco,
radio stations.
Would you rather listen to that or Call Me Maybe?
Oh, I hate both. I hate that
I
song
like
even
Call Me
more.
Maybe. That's
I
I
don't
guilty
hate
Call Me
that
Maybe.
song.
Okay, well, things just got awkward.
Well, I know what song we're ending with.
Is it Fuck You, Dave?
No, I was going to say somebody they used to know because it's actually a good one.
Yeah, or we could not do that, and that would be pretty awesome.
I
No, it
was
wouldn't.
Moving
not
on.
thinking that at all. I thought we'd just go out listening to Otherwise's cover of Rolling in the Deep, but
That's a bad idea.
Oh,
whatever. Let's just...
boom!
Oh, jeez. Get Luco's thing set up.
Yeah, it's already set up. Is he ready?
Sure. Thanks, Dave.
Now it's time for
Hey, man, look what I found.
Only on the Metal Experience.
This week we got a band from Cardiff, UK, if that's how if I'm pronouncing that right.
You're fine.
Called We the Deceiver. Oh, I wrote down the style of music. They put their
Sheepcore.
sheepcore. Their style of music was sheepcore.
They're
I'm
from
like,
South...
yes.
Cardiff is in South Wales, and they call themselves Sheepcore. Cause
South Wales sheepcore. That's
I would
what it was.
assume it's because they have like the sheepdogs in those hills where they keep flocks of sheep.
It's
so.
a pretty sweet style of music.
I think it sounds like hardcore, but apparently it's
we got a twofer for you. The first one, Dead to Me, and the second one, Making Wagers. Take it away.
Thank
listening to the Metal Experience. Only on Slam Internet Radio.
That was We the Deceiver from Cardiff, UK with the songs Dead to Me and Making Wagers.
That
Pretty
was
badass.
Sheepcore, people.
Sheepcore. Pretty badass. Check them out on Facebook. They're pretty badass.
Corey, you were talking about a band outside. What are they called? For people to look up.
They're from Australia. They're called Blindfolded and Led to the Woods.
Blindfolded and Led to the Woods.
And you said they were on a kids like Nickelodeon something or
Yeah.
other, and they're death metal.
Yeah. That's how I found them.
Nice.
That's crazy. I mean,
Oh,
I wish we
Nickelodeon
had.
being cool
I wish we had
sometimes.
shows like that around here that would do stuff like that. But we don't.
Blast.
Did you not remember my segment? I told you like the punk band got back together in the kids show.
Yes, Dave, I do remember that. That was like a half hour ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I was here for that. So, yep, all good.
Well, write them a letter and saying like, hey, that tune for 1103 wants to be on your show.
Well, we need a drummer and we need a guitar player.
A second guitar player.
All can be replaced with Pro Tools.
Not when you're on a kid show. That would look very weird. They're like, oh, where's that drum sound coming from? And then you gotta tell kids what's going on. They
No, you
won't
don't.
understand.
Kids are stupid.
When you're kicking them in the
Alright.
face.
But continue. Today's Wreckage, one more time. Where can people find you, see you live, stalk you, buy your merch? What do you guys got going on?
We don't have any merch right now, but we do have demos for donations. You can check us out on Facebook, Reverb. We're working on getting a website and all those other cool things, maybe a Twitter, but I'm not going to be in charge of that. I hate Twitter.
You can link your Facebook account to a Twitter account, and then you don't have to touch Twitter. It automatically go your posts. That's what I got from Metal Experience. I don't touch the Twitter. Everything that I put as our, mind you.
No, we work on the Twitter a lot.
No, mind you, the Twitter only is
I'm on
so
there every
many
day.
characters, but it will post a link to your Facebook. So if somebody wants to finish reading it, they go to your Facebook, and then they can add your Facebook.
Awesome.
So you
Boom.
can link it together.
Oh,
But
you'll have
we
to tell me how.
That's
we run our
technology.
Twitter account
No, we
very diligently,
Serious.
and no, we
Yeah.
don't.
I just linked it. Whatever I have to say on Facebook is on Twitter simultaneously. The same post.
Korn wanted to be friends with us.
Korn added us. I didn't
was
add
pretty
Korn.
sweet.
Korn added us. So we're worth following.
If Korn likes us, I guess we're worth following.
So
They get our updates. They keep in touch. Sweet. This is what the Metal Experience is doing. Awesome.
J Devil, we're really close with J Devil.
I don't know who that is, but
Jonathan Davis's dubstep name, J Devil.
Oh.
He's
Oh.
opening for Rob Zombie and Manson, that show that I won't ever be able to afford to go to.
Oh.
Yeah.
well, all
But
right then.
but continue. Everything else you guys got going on?
We have a lot more awesome stuff to come. We're just getting it all together. But definitely come out and check us out, and then, Facebook. Really, that's the main thing we're doing right now.
And then we were talking outside, and I'll see what I can do helping you guys. But you are in need of somebody creating a logo for you.
Yes, and guitarists.
And guitarists. So
Guitarist or guitarists?
Both lead and rhythms.
And did you have an idea for those listening that have sketch pads right in front of them right now as to what you were thinking drawing-wise to capture today's Wreckage?
We're thinking things like a crow. We've got this idea. I kind of sketched out something. It's an hourglass with like a bleeding heart. It's like instead of sand.
Hourglass is broken.
Yeah. Really anything kind of like gothic, angel, demon, and
So something that can be easily seen, but are you looking for the same logo to put up and sticker-wise that's easily, what's the word I'm looking for? Transferable?
that would be nice.
Yes.
For
Okay.
Initial
So not too
t-shirts.
complex, but just enough for you to stand out.
Yeah.
Okay, so get your sketch pads ready and send your submissions to today's Wreckage
Please.
Via Facebook.
via Facebook and a website to be announced. So, Dave, let's just get this over with because there's...
Wow, you make it sound like you really want to be here.
No, it's just...
Let's just get this over
It's a lot of
with.
talking. It's a lot of talking and a lot of me screwing up, so I might as well just screw up names now.
It's time for the local roundup.
All right. Local bands are needed to play another Hole in the Wall October 8th and they are going to be playing with We the Gathered and My Maker and I. So if you're interested in playing, hit up Darlene at xonlive.com if available and are interested. And of course, there's a lot of people looking for members. Like we said, today's Wreckage in need of guitarists. Armored Assault is still looking for a guitarist. And In Hazard is looking for a vocalist and guitarist. Tune for 1103 is still looking for a guitarist.
That's us.
That's
We're
us.
cool.
And then these bands are looking for drummers, and there's a lot. So if you can clone yourself and play in all of them, you should do that. After the Spire, Strongman, Polypatek.
Wait, what was that?
I don't know how to pronounce their name. Okay, so
Sound it
Polypatek.
out.
I don't know. David, what do you think that looks like?
I'll pass.
Okay, see? He doesn't even know. But that is a side project of Austeras. So
Oh, nice.
you can get a hold of Austeras if you want to play drums for a different band. Tune for 1103, still looking for a drummer, which is us again. Unsanctioned, and The City of White. So, the show's coming up in the next week. Besides tomorrow, today's Wreckage is playing with Head PE and Soil at Mojo's.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, which is badass. Wednesday, September 19th, which is tomorrow. So if you don't want to go to Mojo's, House of Blues, all ages, 7 p.m., around 34 at the door or online.
You really put it very subtle.
What?
You're really subtle with, well, if you don't want to go to Mojo's, then you could. Jeez.
I'm just saying, if it's not your scene at Mojo's,
Why would you not want to go to Mojo?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's cheaper, and we're gonna be
It's
there.
cheaper. It is. It's a lot better out there than it is at House of Blues. I don't like the way House of Blues runs.
The bands are more accessible than Mojo's,
Right.
too.
Right.
We actually went in their back area. It felt so
Yeah.
special.
Oh, you're
Thanks.
always welcome when we
Bleed,
play.
Bleed for the Fallen just randomly took us backstage. I'm like, oh, this is weird. This is
This is the
There's
back.
a lot of
Oh,
room.
this is the backstage
It's a,
area. It's not really
kitchen.
anything.
it's a kitchen. That looks like I'm like walking past freezers and I'm like, wait,
Did they take you down into the green room?
There's a green room. Bleed
Oh,
for the
we just-
Fallen. Come on,
We
guys.
just went out the back
Yeah.
door to take because
Take
we didn't
pictures
have
with
the
them.
whole band there to take the pictures. So
We'll take you down there.
Okay.
If you
Rock
guys
and roll.
come to one of our Mojo shows.
Oh, we're coming to see Straight Line Stitch. I'm dragging Luco.
All right, then we'll bring you down there. Then.
make
Okay.
it sound like I don't want to go there.
What are you talking about? Okay, so
a
anyway,
weirdo.
Wednesday, House of Blues, D's Nuts, Hatebreed, Whitechapel.
Yes.
I have their CDs if you want to listen to them.
These nuts.
D's Nuts, Hatebreed, Whitechapel, and All Shall Perish. Thursday at
Pretty awesome
Mojo's,
lineup.
which is the 20th, all ages, $10 off local bands, 5:30 p.m. Sundown Sacrifice, they're the local support. They're playing with Amst, Within the Hollow, Casino Madrid, and the Browning. Thursday at the Ultra Lounge, 8 p.m., 21 and up. It's between $8 to $10. Austeras, Murmur, Lord Mantis, and Ulk Todolo.
Well, all right then.
They've got some crazy... Hey, those were metalheads. What does this back of his shirt
Who
say?
needs a god when you've got Satan?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I said that so.
We should be chasing after them. Hey, we're a
Lord.
metal show. Okay. Friday, September 21st at the Cobra Lounge. And that's going to be 21 and up, 9 p.m., $5. All money is going to Without Waves to help them after their apartment caught fire and actually damaged some of their equipment.
Jeez.
Zero Tolerance, which is a side project of Without Waves, their cover band, I think, of Death. Psychopathic Days,
Nice.
Trials, and then Without Waves is going to be headlining. So definitely help them out to get money back to buy new equipment, because apparently a lot of it got lost in the fire. At Ye Old Town Inn on Friday, 9 p.m., 21 and up, $6. Sable Beldam, Audacity, and Scars of Armageddon. Friday at the Armageddon. Friday at the Brower House, 21 and up, 9 p.m., $5. It's Last Second Signal, Sunset Empire, and Space Giant. Saturday, September 22nd at Chet's Melody Lounge, which is in Justice, Illinois. 1 p.m. It's an all-day outdoor music event. It's all ages. It's $8 in advance, $10 at the door. It's En Masse, Armored Assault, Crashland, Big Nasty Kiss,
Nice.
2112, which is a Rush tribute band. And that obnoxious noise is what?
Corey's phone. He's a big fan of Silent Hill.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought that was a siren.
That was a siren.
I was like waiting for this huge fire truck to pass. I was like,
Be lucky mine didn't go off.
God knows what your ringtone is.
You don't want to know.
And after that Rush tribute band is Kashmir, which is a Led Zeppelin tribute band. Saturday at Pub Yahoo, it's all ages, $7, 5:30 p.m. do not use your GPS because it will get you lost. That's what the bands say. So it's in Carroll Stream. So apparently you're just going to have to use your mind. Infamous.
Wait, where is it at?
Pub Yahoo.
And what was the address? They
No
give an address?
idea. It's
What
online.
street it
I don't
was
know.
on,
Look up
all
Pub
of it?
Yahoo. It's in Carroll Stream.
Well, all right then.
Infamous internal lacerations, depremacy, skeleton flower, the Confettia SIE. That makes no sense.
Pass.
Okay. David's not helping me out at all tonight.
I'd go with Akai. The Confettia Akai.
Because when I worked at Jamba Juice, I saw this word and we were pronounced SIE, but I don't know why they'd be a fruit. I don't know. And then Beneath the Aria is playing, so
Nice.
sorry, band, that I just butchered your name again. Saturday at Nightlife Cafe, Nightlight, sorry, all ages.
Oh, Dave.
Dave, do you want my job?
No, sorry. No, I just the Nightlight is just such a crappy venue.
Thanks, Dave.
All right then.
All ages, 6 p.m. It's $8. One more band is wanted to play with Her Worst Nightmare, Addison to Trust a Liar, and We the Surreal. Saturday at Livewire Lounge, 21 and up. Limited spaces available, so get your tickets online for $10, $15 at the door. 9 p.m. Hex Rex, Biocarbon 13, Cybercraft, and A Brilliant Massacre. And Saturday at Mojo's, all ages, 6:30 p.m. Tickets are around $11. Divided by Friday, Set It Off, Def Havana, and There for Tomorrow. Saturday at the Cobra Lounge, 9 p.m., 21 and up, $5. The Blank Standard,
Nice.
Mara, Scientist, and Taken by the Sun. There's still more. Saturday at the Horseshoe Casino, 9 p.m., 21 and up. It's free, so bring no money for the bands because it's free.
But
and
bring
you can
all money to gamble.
Gamble, people. But you got to be 21. It's a casino. Solution Unsatisfactory, Flagass, and
Flag ass?
Flagass.
Nice.
Is that
Pretty
two S's or one?
Two.
All right. That's an ass.
Flagass. And Cano Nero. So yeah, check that out. Saturday at Clark's Saloon in Beach Park, Illinois. I have no idea where Beach Park is. This is the first time I've
never
heard
heard
of this.
of it.
9 p.m. free. I mean, Beach Park. Seriously, we don't have many beaches. Okay, whatever. Thalum, Darkfell, Thunder Driver, who is trying to get on our show, Thunder Driver, and Wrath.
You say that like they'll never get on.
No, Thunder Driver. I'm trying to talk to them as to come on our show.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
all right then.
Thunder Driver.
Well, if they come on the
Who's-
show, we can ask them where the hell
Thunder
that
Driver. Where's Beach Park?
Beach Park is.
Sunday, September 23rd at Reggie's. It's the Project Independent Showcase, 5 p.m. at 17 and up, $10. Dead Man's Week, Entropy, Approaching Dawn, As King, Tattoo the Devil, The 10th Hour, Black for Tomorrow, and Occam's Razor.
Nice.
And Sunday at Another Hole in the Wall, it's $12, all ages, 5 p.m. Deadlight Redemption, Primal Lore, Second Best, Fool's Brew, Stonethorn, and they're opening for Hollow Drive. Whew.
Nice.
That
That was 4 pages.
was 3.5.
That was 3.5 pages.
But I have a blank page.
Oh,
Waste
and
of paper.
Morgan Beach Park is over out by Gurnee,
Oh, so it's
like
up
45
north.
minutes.
like
to an hour
like it's
away.
like north of Gurnee. Yeah,
That's a drive.
So by Six Flags.
pretty much.
Not bad at all.
Why don't you guys go over your shows again one more time since we just got done.
I know, it's a
with
lot of
Morgan.
repetition. A lot of repetition. I'm sorry.
Well, we've got tomorrow night. It's my birthday party.
Happy
25,
birthday one
so-
more time.
With the head
Quarter of
being
a century
soiled.
year old.
Thank you. That makes me feel so much better.
I said that once to my history teacher in middle school.
And then she failed the class.
No, I was one of his top students. But when he turned 25, I was like, so how does it feel to be a quarter of a century year old? And
It feels like an F, Morgan. Go sit back down.
and he thought about it for a minute. He's like, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, thank
Wah,
you.
wah,
I'm just
Oh.
saying, it's pretty awesome to think, you can have 75 more years of living and then you could be 100.
I
That's
saw
a
this thing on Facebook, and it was like, I don't have birthdays. I level up. So I'm going to go with that.
level up. Ooh, like a
Nice.
video
I
game.
leveled up.
So what special power did you inherit when you turned 25?
Maybe it was that screaming thing that I do in that one song.
Ooh.
So what do you hope comes when you turn 26?
Another level.
Yeah, earthquakes when I walk.
You're gonna be an X-Men. I can see you in the next X-Men movie they make. You'd be
Awesome.
like, oh, I can make the
Earthquakes when I walk.
It's like the lamest
Listen.
superpower ever.
You can't walk anywhere anymore. You're causing earthquakes.
I just like when I walk if there's a theme song always playing.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I'd be the coolest person under a room.
Bee Gees.
Only
Yeah.
if it's not an annoying song like that one song.
Like Call Me Baby.
Oh.
Somebody I used to know. Ugh. But then we're playing the 29th at Brower House, and then with Straight Line Stitch, Mojo's. You can look up the website. I'm not exactly sure
Brower
what
House
date.
and Lombard and North
Yeah.
Avenue and 53.
Something
the
like
Brower
that.
House do you know?
I'm just saying,
Oh.
so people that know where the Brower was. That place is pretty cool. Steve Brower's a good guy.
They're actually coming up having an open mic with Michael Graves.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. I think it's the 26th. It's like you can go up there with a band and everything and play with Michael Graves.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I would just go up there and play Misfits. All right, now sing.
I'm
Now
sure-
sing, monkey.
I'm sure he would hate you. After hearing his rant last
Sing,
time.
puppet.
But to make it better, it's got to be like older Misfit stuff too.
Only
Yeah.
older Misfits.
Famous Monsters. Come on.
That's not older.
I like that album a lot. That's my favorite.
It's a good album, but you got to make them play like Halloween and stuff like that, just to be a dick.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry. You said the last show.
We're playing Straight Line Stitch at Mojo's at the end of October.
You know who else will be on that bill?
No idea.
Well,
no idea.
all right
We'll
then.
know soon.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when I was like, oh yeah, Satellite Tour. They're going to be coming back. I can go see them again.
We know. We heard.
I do. I really do love them. They really do put on a good show.
You
like,
do. I like 'em.
she is a front woman. Like, when I've seen her, she'd stop in the middle of singing because people would be screaming and, like, complimenting her, and she'd be like, oh, thank you. I love you, too. And I'm just like,
you. You like my
wow.
nails? I just got them done.
like, she's seriously, she's so nice. Did you guys get to meet them?
Oh, yeah.
I got to, when Dark Passage played with them in Barrington, I got to talk to her for a little bit.
Yeah.
She's very humble.
She really is. Like, there's a lot of women that you'd meet, and they're very passive. Maria from In This Moment is like that. She doesn't allow, like, she doesn't do meet and greets unless they're paid meet and greets, and it's...
Who does she
a
think she is?
She can only see it like a certain amount of people or something, or she gets like claustrophobic and overwhelmed, and she
I
freaks
get
out.
overwhelmed too.
Right.
But I could never not talk to people and hang out with them.
I would. Wait, you can do that, or you can't do that?
I always want to be
yeah,
there. with
that's what I was
my
thinking. I was
friends
like,
and
why?
fans.
Why would you not want to hang out at your merch table and do
Yeah.
that? But Alexis, did she do that? I didn't see her
They
at Mojo's.
the drummer was actually watching all of the bands all night. you
Were
know.
they, now that's what I was wondering. Do you guys know why they crossed off the top part that night? Are they redoing it or anything?
I think it's because it was an all ages show.
We've been to all ages shows, and then they just banned you to go upstairs.
Yeah,
You had to
I'm not
drink.
sure what they were doing.
It depends on pre-sale there a lot of times. If they don't
Okay.
get a certain amount of pre-sale, they won't open upstairs because that means they gotta
Pay the
bring
bartenders.
more people.
Were the
in,
headlining
security.
bands upstairs watching? Because I saw people peeking them
They
through
are
the curtains.
a lot of times, yeah.
Oh, you're Mr. Know-It-All over here with all the info. Well, definitely keep us posted on all your shows because we want to announce it. And then by next year, are you going to play more shows?
Yeah,
You'll be
we
around a
definitely
lot
want to
more?
play more shows. We might even start booking for December, but we're gonna kind of take it slow, do things at our own pace.
It'd be awesome to do like a winter ball type thing, especially
Ooh.
like with your concept, and wear costumes again, like a costume
Like a masquerade.
party. Yeah, in the middle of winter, I think it'd be awesome, and then have like snow themes and.
That would be really cool.
I bet
Just
we can
saying,
make that
because
happen.
with your makeup, it'd work awesome. Because right now, with the makeup on your face, I'm thinking like snowflakes and everything, and
thanks.
I'm thinking
Aw.
winter. I'm like that'd
There's
be
not
so
snowflakes
awesome.
on my
No,
face.
there's no snowflakes, but it reminds me of snow,
Right.
and it's very pretty. And I'm thinking, hey, a masquerade ball would be awesome.
We can
Especially,
make that happen.
Boom. There you have
Yeah.
it.
We'll figure
So
it out.
It's
let's
done.
find a venue to have a masquerade ball.
Done.
Let's do it.
David,
Let's do
let's
it.
book a masquerade ball with today's Wreckage.
Done.
And if you're gonna put up a Christmas tree, put a seat up there, and we'll put Dave as the star.
I
Ooh.
was gonna say like at last. you
Or
probably-
Dave is Santa.
Santa!
No, Josh would be Santa, but
No,
Sit on his lap.
Josh is not invited.
Sit on his lap. Give Santa some lovin'. tickle him a little bit.
What the hell? That would be odd.
I would do it.
I was going to say, there's finally something you're not volunteering me for, and then all of a sudden, there it goes.
Almost
I
every
mean,
week we volunteer Dave
They
to
already
do
took
something
the
for a
main
band.
roles of the band's characters. I don't know what job would be for you.
Santa.
So you could either be a star at the top of a Christmas tree and not to have little kids on your lap peeing on you.
Or you could have grown men on your lap peeing on you.
I was
So
going to say, this is going to be a metal show. Why would there be little kids there?
I've seen it.
It's Christmas time. I mean, the more the merrier,
There's
right?
some metal kids.
There are. I mean, you saw the little one running around at the campground when
With
we
the-
were there,
with the
right? With the skull mask.
No,
That kid was
I didn't
awesome.
See that guy.
oh, that
Biker
little kid
kids
was awesome.
That was running around in like the bouncy house and with the skull mask and giving the
That was
horns
day
to
2
people.
probably.
That
We
kid
posted
was
pictures. He
awesome.
was awesome. He was like front row for some bands on his dad's shoulders, and he's giving the. Well, I mean, he's doing the kiss way, but he's giving the horns and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome seeing a little kid there.
There was one
Very
at our
awesome
show
indeed.
the other night. It was Yvonne's son, and he was teaching me how to dance.
Oh yeah.
He was
Yeah,
teaching
yeah.
you to do what?
He was teaching me how to dance. He said I had to put more shoulder into it.
Nice.
Oh, gotta move the shoulder. The best part about having him hand out things is no one's gonna say no to a little kid.
Yeah.
Yvonne has it down. And I was just like, can I borrow him for shows? I was like, that's awesome. You know, he handed me, you know, his stepdad's band's card, and I was like, I can't say no to him. He's just so cute. And it's like, man.
And then I was like, "Get out of here, little kid." No, I didn't. I took
that
the
was
stuff.
that was awesome. He really has the best job in the world and future in promotion for sure. So, yeah, that was awesome, Yvonne. You should bring your son out more. Well, all of them out, but anyways, let's hear this Otherwise song as we're going out. And thank you guys for coming on. David, I'm sure we'll see you again, as well as Sarah and Corey when they come out with Dark Passenger next time. And I'm pretty sure it's October 16th. Pretty sure. Not off the top of my head is that going to be right, because there's a long list going on right there. But I do remember this time. I do remember that next week Beneath the Hollow is going to be on.
Good
So,
job, Morgan.
I remember this.
Woo!
I remember this week because last week we had Bleed for the Fallen on, and I couldn't remember who was coming on because we did that like moment of silence for September 11th, and then I'm thinking, okay, I can remember this. There's Bleed for the Fallen, then do the September 11th, and like today's Wreckage. I can do this in order, and then I'm just like, damn it, who is on next week? Because it got all serious.
And then
I
right
was
when the
like,
show ended, she goes,
"Oh."
"Today's Wreckage, son of a bitch."
Like right after.
Seriously, right when the show ended.
I was like, God damn it! But yeah, we took a moment of silence, and then the band's looking at me like, is the moment of silence over? And I'm still thinking, and then I'm like, today's Wreckage!
Beneath
So
the
it
Hollow
was-
is actually one of the bands that we're talking to be on the show with Derailed on the 29th.
Well, hey, guys, get on that show on the 29th, and you can promote it when you come on. So
Next week.
David's looking out for you.
Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate what you guys do for metal music
Hell
and all your
yeah.
support
Definitely.
online.
And
You guys
we
are
will
awesome.
we will have demos of you guys to hand out at other shows. So if you want a today's Wreckage CD, we will have access to those, as well as we will be at your show next week.
Can't wait.
So it'll be awesome. Till next week, I'm out.
I got nothing.